All right, everybody, welcome in. This is an ancestor message for you if you're called here by the title. Something about that says, oh, I think I got to watch that. Then there's a message in here for you. It might not be the entire reading, but there's definitely something here for you. All right, let's see where we go. Any zodiac signs that come up, I'm going to explore those in the extended. Let's see where we go. Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath, please. You already know the title. I don't know the title yet, so I'm feeling like deep breath, everybody. Oh my God. Begin now. Okay. Choosing your path, first light. So this is the beginning of something new. We have been talking on this channel, Spirit and myself, we have been talking quite a bit about a transition. Okay, a moving through some kind of portal. And we do talk quite a bit about spiritual portals, about astrological dates, things like that. We're on the other side of something now, and this summer we're going to be moving into a massive shift. Okay, and I feel like some of you have become aware of the 5D that may not have been before. Okay, so when we live in the 3D world, we really focus so much on our five senses and on what's happening in the 3D world. This feels to me like, okay, a lot of you have made this shift with the Great Awakening. A lot of you have moved into a more 5D type of experience. And 5D is, we have width, length, and height in 3D, right? We have the dimensionality, the physicality of things. 4D is really about time, experiencing time and how we experience time. We've talked quite a bit on this channel about how, sometimes time speeds up and slows down. Like our experience of time is not linear, and we have talked about that for years on this channel. But the 5D piece of it is really another kind of time element. It really is about being able to move through time. This is about jumping timelines, okay? It's about being able to move through time and realizing that everything is happening all at once. That's why being super present in the moment is the most 5D thing you can do. Because if everything is happening all at once, then you are able to move through time and able to jump timelines much more effectively, able to do astral travel much more effectively. So some of you are being asked right now to really get present. Be present in the moment. That is the way. When we think about time, a lot of times I'll say like living in the future and living in the past, you're not really living right in the now. And that is about timelines, right? The living in the future and living in the past is about timelines. But how we're processing that information is what I'm talking about. Like living in the future through the lens of anxiety, right? Like I don't want this to happen. I'm worried about this. Living in the past of regret. Those things are not really timeline jumping. That's not what that is. That is a very, well, not very, but it is a rather low vibe experience of timeline jumping, of moving around through time. So this Akashic Records piece, where did that come from? Akashic Records. All right, put a pin in that. Maybe that'll show up again in the reading. There's something about wanting to know. A lot of us go to Akashic Records. Oh, wow. I was asking for a sign, and all of a sudden I just said Akashic Records. I was asking about the Akashic Records yesterday. Totally forgot about it, right? Until just this moment. You're witnessing breakthrough channeling, I guess. So something about the Akashic Records, we'll put that to one side. But this is definitely about being present in the moment. That makes you available to timelines. You create a new timeline every time you make a decision, every time you make a choice. You're either going down this road or that road. You can look at it that way, where a timeline is merely a path, okay? And do I choose this path or do I choose that path? That's what we're talking about right now, is choosing your path. All is possible. Choosing the path with high vibration. All is possible. Realizing that, being on the path of all is possible versus I'm worried about this, or I'm freaked out about that. I'm regretting that decision. I'm anxious about this. So much anxiety going on. you're in this new cycle. And so it's time to really start to practice presence, being present in the moment more often than not. And if you can do that, that means you can feel your feelings, which is the gateway to your expanded intuition. That means you can see signs and symbols that are coming across your path more effectively. Because if you're not here, if you're not, be here now, right? If you're not here, you're not recognizing symbols. You're not recognizing spirits' informational flow coming through you. You're just not recognizing it. So that's what's being asked of us today, is to really be present in the moment, to purposefully, with the sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, choosing the path to all that is possible. Choosing the path to all that is possible. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to use this, the Good Tarot deck. It's a little bit stiff. It's brand new. I used it the other, okay, none of this is shuffling. Okay, just do like that, all right? Just do like that. There's no rules here about how you shuffle, and sometimes it shuffles itself, okay? All right, let's see. All right. Queen of Cups underneath. I'm just going to lay this out, and then I'll talk you through it. Sun. Two of Wands. Six of Wands, Knight of Cups. The Page of Wands in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. Anchored by the Ace of Cups in reverse. So there's a couple of reversals here, and those of you who watch me a lot, reversals aren't always part of the readings because every single card has a positive and a negative energy to it, and so it's really just an intuitive sense of when a certain card is being reversed. So that's how I read. Anyway, this is a very visual representation of some reversals. Queen of Cups in reverse is blocking the energy of heart. The Ace of Cups here blocking the energy of heart over here. I feel like this does have to do with this Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is anchored by the Ace of Cups in reverse. And that's telling me that there's some trauma or pain that's still existing in you that is having some very powerful blocking capability. Okay? And when we're talking about choosing the path to all that is possible, there's an energy of opening up that needs to be here. So we're getting this. This is the Sun card anchored by the Two of Wands. So this is really the all is possible kind of energy, right? The Sun being in the energy of fulfillment, anchored by the Two of Wands, making decisions based on happiness and joy. When we're talking about manifesting, we're talking about standing in the energy of fulfillment and happiness and joy. And all you really have to do is to get there quickly is to go find in your experience a memory of joy, happiness, fulfillment, and be there now. That is 5D expression, because we're not just, woo, I'm anxious about just free range chicken anxiety. Woo, I'm not in the past about my regrets and things like that. I'm purposefully choosing a moment in my life where I experience that high vibration and I'm stepping into it. That's 5D, because then you're using time. You're using time in order to create more of that satisfaction and fulfillment. Okay? That is really a 5D kind of living. So we're not asking, I think there's some misunderstanding a little bit about 5D, and we'll talk more about it as we go on in the months and years ahead. But a lot of people are feeling that in order to be truly 5D, you're kind of disincarnate. You're like leaving your body. That to me is eventually an expression of energy. We're going to get the frequency is going to vibrate so high that we are going to disappear, right? Like from the physical 3D visualization. That's going to take a while for physical bodies to evolve in that direction. When people have passed over, they are vibrating at a different frequency, so we can't really see them necessarily. And, unless we're in that high frequency, and then you can. That's what mediumship is all about. That's what clairvoyance is all about. That's why high frequencies and high vibration matter, because that's how you're really truly living in the 5D. This is a choice. Now, the underneath card is the card that's happening, sort of what's going on inside. And this Queen of Cups in reverse, there can be some heartache that still needs to be healed. That's why I'm seeing this Ten of Swords here. It's showing up. So, for example, if you are single, if you are in a situation where you're reasonably satisfied, reasonably happy, content, you can pick out the moments of content, and you're not like living in this kind of like pure anxiety kind of life. But when you are okay, because you're not really being faced with a choice about love or a choice about career or having any kind of pressure on you to do anything, then there can be this sense of like, oh, well, everything's cool. It's only when you're faced with a choice that, is exactly what's happening here. The ancestors are saying to you, when you're being faced with the actual doingness of being in love, you might be resisting it because there's still heartbreak. Okay, there's still heartbreak. The Queen of Water in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse. Got the Page of Wands in reverse. So it's sort of a little bit like, I don't want any messages of passion. I'm okay the way I am. I see it a lot in the comments. So I'm just reflecting back how I can see this unfolding here. There's a lot of like, nope, nope, nope. I've dealt with narcissists. I've dealt with toxic people. I just am going to like create my own bubble and everything like that. And I feel like boundaries you can only practice boundaries if you have other people in your life. You can only practice everything we've been talking if you have other people in your life. If you're in a bubble, you're really not practicing boundaries with anybody. You're really not practicing anything that you might have learned. So it's time to realize, it's time to step out of the kind of pristine, I'm good, but there's nothing testing it. Okay. So what's going to be testing it is there is going to be a person showing up who has love on their mind, who has an offer of love. Six of Wands, there's this victory feeling like, oh, good, that's awesome. Finally, someone coming across my path who's kind and generous and all of these things that I have been manifesting because I've been in a good place. Again, in a vacuum, though. I do need to still heal the heart because I still need to do the work of this. Eight of Pentacles with the Page of Wands in reverse that tells me that messages are not being allowed to come in because there's, still a little shaky, baby, on the whole boundaries thing. Good, what is it? Good fences make good neighbors or something like that. It's like setting up, what do you want to create? What are the boundaries? What are the things that made the past relationship so hurtful? We're now in a new place. So it's going to be tested. These things are going to be, there's person or opportunity, let's just call it, not even a person, because it just feels like an opportunity showing up for you to test all the work that you've been doing. That's what's being asked of you here. I do see the Ace of Cups in reverse here, anchoring the Ten of Swords. It's really about the fear of pain. It's about the fear that I won't be able to choose a person, right? This is just an energy of opportunity coming across your path. I won't be able to choose correctly because I still have this pain. And that means that the expression of boundaries, the expression of higher vibration energy in relationship gets jammed up. It's not able to really flow. So we've got to really take care of this. And I feel like that's what the ancestors are saying. It's time to really heal. Let me clarify the ones in reverse. And we only have 3 here. So clarify the Queen of Cups, please. Okay. Wow, that one's shot out. Ten of Wands. It's a burden, having your heart closed. Page of Wands in reverse. It's a burden. You got to let that go. Page of Swords. Wow, messages really want to come in. Really want to come in. Ace of Cups in reverse. 9 Pentacles. some of you may not equate being ready for love with self-worth. And I know that might sound ridiculous because we always talk about being in high vibration and self-worth, and that's very important and foundational. But it's also foundational in terms of healing work, like to feel like you can actively go toward the I mean, this is like the toughest expression of hurt and pain that you can muster, that you can remember. Now, remember this, we're talking about standing in the energy of higher vibration. Can you go into the hurt? Can you go into the hurt and be brave, courageous, see that it was hurt and pain, and instead of recoiling from it or wanting to block it off or jam it down, send it love? Can you do that? Can you send this energy of Ten of Swords when you were most hurt, most vulnerable? Can you send it compassion and love so that it can be healed? That's what's being asked of you right now. It comes from a place of being brave and courageous. So there's nothing brave and courageous about, sitting on a patio. I'm getting this image of sitting on a patio drinking, an espresso and on a beautiful day. There's nothing really challenging about that. Not that we want to create challenging circumstances, but we've had this beautiful respite from the pain, and now there needs to be sort of all right, I'm stronger now. Now I can navigate this. That's what's being asked of you, to navigate and release it, and that comes from self-worth, self-confidence. Never quite kind of equate self-confidence with a healing energy. But in order to be a powerful healer, you must resonate with on highest vibration you can muster, self-confidence. You can do it, right? You can do it. So in order to get that, it's really about looking back at situations and realizing that when you last chose a path, you might have chose it kind of, haphazardly or randomly, or you might have just been like going with the flow, which is great. Like, but was it in the flow of high vibration? Was it in the flow of joy and compassion and celebration and fulfillment? Was it in that the last time you made a choice that created a timeline? Was it in that space of that high vibration? So that's what's being asked here, is to step into self-confidence. And then you can really, I definitely feel like this lion tamer kind of experience, like getting into the ring, getting into the enclosure with your wild pain and being able to love it. Okay, being able to love that spiky kind of hard to look at experience. Can you do that? All right. It's all coming from self-confidence. So I'm going to move forward because we do have an opportunity of love coming in. What's being asked of you is the message that's coming through is, hey, got to work with this first. All right. I do see Leo here. Let me see. I see Leo and I see the Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, I definitely see those. So I will look at those. Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's a message here for you. Regardless. So let's keep going. If this ancestor message is for you, there's a link below. Come on over. I'll see you over there.